Well, very good morning, everybody, for Monday, the 10th of October. Yes, I'm back from Wales. We had a fantastic week at Denbigh, lots of ridge and wave, and well, we've appeared to pick up some northerly flow over the country now. Yesterday it was southerly. Quite funny that, how quickly things can change. Cold front has been going through across the country and has just cleared our area. The rain on it was actually quite intense, actually. But yeah, we're into a northerly flow with this area of high pressure, which is sat out in the Atlantic. Those winds, as I said, coming in from the north, posing a bit of always a challenge for us this direction, somewhere between about northwesterly to northeasterly at about 20 knots. The satellite picture over the UK shows that line of cloud, which you can just see just clearing Gatwick, just up towards Southend. Behind it, some up-level cloud, but behind that, looking very bright indeed. And for those at the Denbigh expedition, they will have a little bit of a crosswind. It does look like you'll have a reasonable day. For Lasham, that brightness probably coming by sort of mid-morning, looking quite reasonable generally throughout. Top temperature today of 14 degrees, feels like of 12. It will feel chilly in that northerly wind. And as you can see on here, surface winds generally around 12 knots due north. Good visibility given that direction and air mass. And yeah, no real significant weather to affect and a reasonable week in prospect. That agrees with GFS, which is generally for our area showing about 15 degrees, so around average for this time of year, and dew points hanging around 4 degrees. Currently at Lasham with a temperature of just under 10 and a dew point of 7, and that's starting to sort of level off after all that rain that came through overnight. It was a reasonably mild night. I'm told we might actually get a frost tomorrow. Looking at that, yeah, potentially down into the low single figures. So, yes, autumn tightening its grip on Lasham. That's the picture outside. In fact, the windsock showing a bit of northeasterly there at the moment. I don't think it will be like that for long. But yeah, northerly nonetheless. It almost looks like there's a wave bar over Lasham. I'm sure we can make use of that in some respect. Okay, Farnborough currently reporting 8 knots from the north, few at 800 scattered at 2.7. I think there will be sort of a mid-level bit of cloud, but the low-level cloud should burn back quite quickly once the early morning sort of frontal stuff has gone. And you can see on there we get good visibility by the time we start flying, and 7 knots. So there's not really any chance of rain. That was this morning. Look further up country. Bryce Norton saying a few at 4,000 feet. For the most of the day, so yeah, a nice enough day. There is a little bit of cross-country prospect if you're brave. That's potential flight distance for a standard class glider. Let's make it a little bit more optimistic, and we'll see what it is for an 18-meter glider. Yeah, just about. So yeah, the chance of some October soaring, and as we look at around lunchtime. Yeah, at lunchtime we're starting to see blue to shallow Q up to around 2,500 to 3,000 feet. This afternoon, some weak thermals for a couple of hours up to around 3,500 feet. A bit better across more central parts of the country and into Wales and East Anglia. So those areas getting a little bit more heating, and of course this time of the day, this time of the year, sorry, we're starting to see the sun go down a lot earlier. So yeah, by about sort of 5 o'clock, those thermals not really appearing anymore. So your site forecast for today, revealing weak to moderate thermals up to 3,500 feet later this afternoon, with that north to northeasterly wind during the day. And yeah, with a temperature of 15, dew point of 4. Freezing level today is around 8,000 feet. So yeah, you should still be fine at the moment. NOTAM wise, Western on the Green, sorry, active all day and into this evening. Looking elsewhere, 26, there is the chance that South Cerney could be active for parachuting, but it looks like that was more yesterday. But bear that in mind. South Cerney and West on the Green may be active. Salisbury Plain danger area is quite busy at the moment. Let's have a look. Military parachuting at Uphaven all day. Danger area Everley active. Lots of paragliders in Westbury. So the Salisbury Plain danger areas assume they're active, and especially some of the danger areas which are normally quite low are up to 6,000 feet today and for the next couple of days. So yes, and military parachuting doesn't happen at Uphaven that often. So yeah, normally they're down the road at Netheravon, but yes, quite busy in the Salisbury Plain. Paragliding going on just south of Keevil. And check there's nothing else. Nope, that's looking fairly reasonable. Other than that, okay, take you to the slide. So, as is the challenge of a Northerly, we're going to be operating on 3-4, which is this direction going this way. Get my cursor back. There we go. Good. So we'll be operating on 3-4. On this runway, all circuits are left-hand for gliders. Unless you're going back to the hangar or got a problem, then it's right-hand. Gliders on the grass on the eastern edge of the runway. Aero towing on the perimeter track out towards the northwest, and we will close the perimeter track to cars and vehicles not related to flying activity once we get out there. Before that, though, we got an Airbus A320 coming in from Stansted within the next half an hour or so. So we'll keep clear of that until then. But yeah, we'll be winching up towards the northwest. On this runway, it is quite a challenge. There's not a huge amount of space, though there's not a lot of you. We also have a restriction on this runway that it's only 2-seaters that take winch launches. That's due to the soft ground and slightly longer grass in this area. So if you were planning to winch a single-seater, then either decide to aerotow or get a K21 out and fly that instead. It's only a few times a year we use this runway, so yeah, we have some quite strict procedures for it. But yeah, left-hand circuit onto this runway, and make sure you're using 1/2 to 2/3 air brake approach with a reasonable amount of speed, as it will be a bit rough. Okay, we'll meet at the hangar and we'll get going once the Airbus is on the ground. See you there. Bye for now.